soiling well for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage of birds Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing of birds Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome. I am Dr. Christine Burns, Chief Information Officer. Graduations are one of the university's most important events, and we are delighted to resume ceremonies in 2022. I would now like to introduce you to the people who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of stage is Peter Bennett, Pro-Chancellor of the University, who will preside over this ceremony. The Pro-Chancellor is joined today by Glenn Babington, Chief Operating Officer and Vice President, Emma Alvaricci, Principal, Derwent Executive Search, our occasional speaker, Associate Professor Gregory Martin, Associate Dean Teaching and Learning of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, who will be presenting the graduates. The other people on stage are professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Peter Bennett, Pro-Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology, Sydney, duly assembled. On behalf of the University of Technology, Sydney, before we begin the proceedings, and on behalf of all those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. Similarly, I would also like to pay respects to the elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, many of whom are here today. We warmly welcome you, and together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I would now like to invite Associate Professor Gregory Martin, Associate Dean, Teaching and Learning of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, to present the graduates.
Pro-Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences to stand. Pro-Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Arts and Social Sciences as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and has conferred these awards upon them. Pro-Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates and on their achievements in obtaining awards for which they are qualified.
undergraduates, please be seated. Pro-Chancellor, each year UTS recognises a select few undergraduate candidates of exceptional merit. Such candidates are honoured by the award of the University Medal. Pro-Chancellor, I now present to you a graduate receiving an undergraduate award and the University Medal in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. The following student has graduated with the Bachelor of Communication Honours with First Class Honours and University Medal, Bachelor of Communication Journalism, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. Lucy Tassel. Pro-Chancellor, we now present to you our graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with the Bachelor of Communication Honours with First Class Honours, Bachelor of Sound and Music Design, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. Dexter Cave. Bachelor of Communication Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Bachelor of Communication, Creative Writing, Jessica Berry. Bachelor of Communication Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Bachelor of Communication, Digital and Social Media, Georgia Hopkins. Tatan Daisha Mwanza. Deanne Fan. Bachelor of Communication Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Sally Barrisol. Amy V. Bui. Erica Gallion M. Bachelor of Communication Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 1. Bachelor of Communication, Social and Political Sciences, Jessica Riva Fader. Bachelor of Communication Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 2, Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Isabella Harvey. Bachelor of Communication, Digital and Social Media, Dominic Amor. Mia Badorek. Sydney Rochelle Bowen. Harrison Anthony Carr. Mary Nancy Carter. Isabella Chaina Azar. Wilhelmina Grace Crispin. Alexandria Silman Crowley. Dursi Carolina Dominguez Demicelli. Shante El Zogbi. Angela Bernadette Fernandez. Gabriella Gris. Jennifer Tao Vi Huyn. Georgia Jeffries. Elena Caras. Blanca Natalia Lafrenz. Olivia Lipovsky. Sophia Zuen Teng Lo. Claire McCrowan. Tao Ngan Nguyen. Bianca Nikolovsky. Caitlin O'Sullivan. Alicia Alice Pomachan. Yasmina Ruadi. Hazel Saiziba. Jade Elizabeth Spate. Angelique Marie Stivich. Yongshi Tan. Robert Stuhl Thompson. Miriam Dui An Chan. Özge Uluk. Gabriela Natalia Vio. John Vutos. Jie Wei. Olivia Wen. Kirsten Siu Kwan Wong. Lachlan Kobe Nicholas Yuen. Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Patrick Pete Fordham. Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Sarah Clark. Emily Lawrence. Kate McGregor. Isabella Mary O'Halloran. Molly Jean Shedden. Carly Jane Speck. Lara Wainwright. Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Ariella Ruby Atkin Bolton. Georgia K. Bailden. Emma Elizabeth Bracey. Georgia Emily Bunt. Gemma Carroll. Madeline Clancy. Abby Megan Clark. Amelia Rose de Bose. Grace Stingley. Abigail Margaret Downs. Georgina Ann Drinnan. Indy Duane. Lillian Myrene Duncan. Tessa Brittany Duncan. Alexandra Fengitis. Holly Jean Glover. Kaylee Grant. Ellie Hazopoulos. Layla Hawkins. Gabrielle Healy. Emma Sophie Faye Heaslett. Amelia Henry. David Michael Jevons. Eva Bastian Clock. Isabel Ashley Knowles. Leanne Kwok. Madeline Lee. Julia Leggett. Isabella Rose Leone. Stephanie Leung. Wan Ting Lee. Bryant Gregory Longabella. Rachel Lundy. Selena Nikita Mantikos. Kensha Marley Kao. Rasheen McHale. Gemma McKenzie. Xander Kyle McMahon. Lucinda Middleton. Maggie Moran. Stella Margaret Morrison. Elizabeth Netting. Sabrina Nicholas. Lucas Ontivero. Chloe Osborne. Ali Patton. William James Patramanis. Gabrielle Jean Plazas. Sean James Radetsky. Grace Rowe. Lucy Sfarmeni. Sophie Smith. Karina Suryatmaja. Stella Coco van Dirk. Feker Yibeltal. Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Diploma in Languages, Alexandra Lucia Smith. Bachelor of Communication, Social and Political Sciences, Shivani Anand. Kate Benny Atkinson. Damien Stephen Bickley. Thomas Algernon Chichester. Alice Clark. Aisha Herbert. Emilia Houston. Heba Khan. Lillian Lorusso. Lily Faye Morton. Michaela Murnahis. Mona Pan Lee. Saleha Suleiman. Amelia Renee Thompson Fuller. Tallulah May Watson Moyle. Bachelor of Communications, Social and Political Sciences, Diploma in Languages, Chloe Brownson. Bachelor of Music and Sound Design, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Jay Ha Park. Bachelor of Music and Sound Design, Echekaya Jack Nagahere Austin. Yasmin Baraket. James Philip Bongers. Victoria Marie Cutts. Sean Christopher Dawson. Rebecca Natalie Doreen Hatch. Luke Lawrence Helmick. Nicholas Horn. Sophie Xiaofei Hu. Bridget Laura Kearney. Jamie Shui Mun Lee. Emily Wen Hui Lee. Ashley Marie Lo Monaco. Alice Rose Nolan Lucchetti. Dhruv Malhotra. Rosemary McKelland. Grace Carolyn Newman. Casey Nguyen. Jordan Jeffrey Nokum. Connor Joseph O'Reilly. Jade Sorensen. Ethan Tabell. Declan Travers. Bachelor of Music and Sound Design, Diploma in Languages, Ellen Wang. Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Emma Jo Penny.
Pro-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences.
On behalf of the University of Technology, Sydney, let me congratulate all of our UTS graduates on their achievements in obtaining their awards. Graduation is such a significant occasion for our graduates. You have graduated from a university that is less than 50 years old. However, you've been part of a ceremony that has over 800 years of tradition, stretching back to the establishment of the first universities in Europe in the 12th century. Then Latin was a language of scholarship. The gowns were worn to symbolise the wearers were scholars. The head covering had a more functional role to keep the head warm because the schools in the Middle Ages weren't too warm. Completing a degree or diploma is a major achievement in anyone's life, and we should never underestimate the sacrifices and the very hard work that has gone towards today's graduation. We have celebrated with each graduate as they have come across the stage, but let's celebrate them again, one more time, all together. Congratulations, graduates. Yet, no one achieves very much in life when they work alone. As a society, we are made stronger by our family, friends, and support networks that guide and challenge us to achieve great things. So, for everyone who stood by a UTS graduate, helped them through a tough time, or shared their counsel, on behalf of all of us at the university, thank you for the support you have given, especially because the last 2 years have been a challenge for all of us, and in particular, continuing our education. Our resilience has been tested, and the support of family and friends has been more important than ever. Graduation is a very important occasion for family and friends, and so I would ask all our graduates to actually stand now and acknowledge all the support that they have given you during your journey. So if you stand, I'd like to congratulate all the friends and family here today for all the support you have given to our graduates. I am sure, graduates, you will remember today as a turning point in your life. You have graduated from a world-leading university of technology. When you have been with us for several years, you've learned a lot of knowledge. You've learned new skills. You've learned how to communicate your ideas and to work with others in teams. Your graduation here at UTS marks the start of your journey as a global citizen, and you will be held in high esteem because of the high quality of education you have received with us here at UTS. Your graduation will bring both opportunities and challenges. There will be exciting opportunities as you start or continue your career. You will face exciting prospects at home and across the globe and use technology that, frankly, when I was a graduate, was regarded as science fiction. Probably there will be opportunities to influence lives and the quality of those lives across the globe. Yet the challenges you face after graduation have never been greater. The last 2 years demonstrate how quickly plans and expectations can change. Increasingly, you will face scrutiny from a society less trusting of institutions and elites. So I'd like to leave you with 2 guiding principles as you take that journey. First, I ask you all as UTS graduates to use your knowledge, your skills and your talents in the very best interests of humanity, and particularly the best interests of future generations. Because the future, I believe, depends on us all using our knowledge and skills for the benefit of the community. It is knowledge and it is skills and it is your contribution which will ensure a better society and a better living standard for all the peoples of the world. As a UTS graduate, I'm asking you to ensure that you leave the world a better place because of your efforts and what you contribute. The second thing I would ask you to remember always in your career is to maintain the highest professional and personal integrity in your life and in your career. I'm sure you will face many ethical dilemmas, challenges to your integrity, both your personal integrity and your professional integrity. I ask you all as UTS graduates to remember to maintain your professional pride, because professional pride is essential if the integrity and the worth of your education with us at UTS is to be sustained. Be true to yourself and all people you engage with. Make yourselves, your families, and your university proud by maintaining the highest professional and ethical standards. And finally, remember, education is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Your degree has given you a wonderful foundation to face any challenge, but you must stay curious. Stay connected with this world-class institution by joining over 260,000 UTS alumni around the world. Keep in contact with this group, because they too will help you stay connected with your lifelong learning journey. Your alumni office will be your connection to UTS. And finally, I'd like to reflect on that great philosopher of your childhood, Dr. Seuss, who said, "The more things you learn, the more places you'll go." But I'd put a corollary there. I think you should make sure that the places you go remember you for what you did to make it a better place than when you arrived. So one last time, let me say the best wishes and the pride of the university go with each and every graduate. Congratulations again. I now invite Glenn Babington, Chief Operating Officer and Vice President, to introduce our occasional speaker.
Pro-Chancellor, before I introduce our occasional speaker, I'd like to add my congratulations to the new graduates. New graduates, you have achieved what you set out to do. Congratulations. And we hope that in that process you've learnt as much about yourselves as you have the course materials that got you through the exams. We hope you have made friends that will be lifelong. We hope that you've learnt from all of the experiences, the ups and downs, the good and bad. But most importantly, we hope that you have acquired the knowledge and the understanding of the difference and the impact that you can make in this world, whether it be your local community, your country, or our globe. So take a moment today, amongst all the buzz, just to reflect, recognise and own what you have achieved, and to savour this moment with the family and friends that have been with you along the way. Congratulations. Our occasional speaker today is Emma Alvaricci, who probably needs little introduction. As you may well know, Emma is a journalist, author, television host and foreign correspondent who has worked for Australia's major media organisations, News Corp, the Nine Network and the ABC. Emma graduated from Deakin University in 1990 with a Bachelor of Arts majoring in journalism with subjects taken from the faculties of Economics and Languages. She started her career on Melbourne's Herald Sun newspaper working as a copy girl. It was a job that involved activities such as ferrying canisters of film back to the darkroom for photographers so their pictures could be developed in time for the next morning's edition of the physical paper. These were the days before digital media, when there was no such thing as being online. Emma moved to Sydney to take up a role in research at the Nine Network, where she went on to host programs and report for shows like Today, Current Affair and Business Sunday. During that time, she also wrote 3 best-selling books about small business. In 2002, Emma joined the ABC as the host of the Business Breakfast, a morning television news show. She went on to become finance editor of the flagship program 7:30 Report, where she broke a number of stories before being appointed Europe correspondent based in London during the global financial crisis. Upon her return to Australia in 2012, Emma took up hosting honours at the ABC prestigious evening news and analysis program Lateline. Emma was promoted to Chief Economics Correspondent in 2018, a role that saw her forensically examine the government's economic programs in a way that created some hostility with Prime Ministers and Treasurers. After 18 years at the ABC, Emma left the national broadcaster to pursue a career in the corporate sector. She now works in executive search and is enjoying the thrill of influencing leadership appointments at the highest levels of corporate Australia. The daughter of Italian migrants who met on the boat that brought them to Australia in 1955, Emma speaks fluent Italian and has 3 teenage children. It gives me great pleasure to invite Emma Alvaricci to deliver the occasional address.
Good morning, distinguished guests, families and friends, and to the 2021 graduating class, a very hearty and big congratulations. The University of Technology Sydney sits on the ancestral lands of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It's important to acknowledge that sovereignty has never been ceded. It always was and always will be Aboriginal land. I'd like to pay my respects to elders past and present, the original custodians of this wonderful place, and I extend that respect to emerging leaders and to any First Nations people who are joining us here. Thank you for bestowing the honour of delivering this occasional address. Thanks especially to UTS Presiding Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor Peter Bennett, together with Presiding Vice-Chancellor, Chief Operating Officer and Vice President Glenn Babington, as well as Presiding Dean, Associate Professor Greg Martin, the Associate Dean Teaching and Learning in this Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. I'd also like to acknowledge the other senior UTS staff who've gathered with us, Presiding Director Dr. Christine Burns, Chief Information Officer, a member of the Academic Board, Associate Professor Lynn Sinclair, Deputy Chair of the Academic Board. We're here to celebrate the 2021 graduates. It's always an achievement to receive your degree, but never more so than after the 2 years we've just all had to endure. The graduates here, you were all in your mid-teens when I was on television at night hosting a news and analysis show called Late Line on the ABC. You were younger still when I was reporting from the other side of the world as the ABC's Europe correspondent based in the UK. My degree was conferred 32 years ago, well before most of you were born. A lot's changed since then, but too much has stayed the same. What I want to talk to you about today and caution you about is the scourge of expectation. Expectation can get in the way of your dreams. Those who've enjoyed phenomenal success, those who are happiest in life, they've challenged prevailing expectations. Expectations of themselves imposed by friends, by families, by colleagues, and by history. Let me start by telling you something about my history. My mum, Anna Alvaricci, was 9 years old when her parents removed her from school. Her father would explain that educating girls was a waste of time, when all they'd have to do in life was cook, clean, and sew. These were the things they could learn at home. That was my grandfather's expectations of girls in the 1940s and 50s. I recently found my mother's Australian arrival card. It was presented to the guards at the Port of Melbourne when she disembarked on September 15th, 1955. She was 19 years old and living at home with her parents when she boarded that ship. In the field labelled occupation or profession, some official had typed in the word housewife. Immediately below that box was the section that read marital status, which described my mother, without any hint of irony, as single. Being a teenage single housewife wasn't even the most absurd assumption going around 67 years ago. In 1955, women in Australia were still not allowed to work after they got married. There was a law against it. That piece of legislation was actually called the marriage bar. Because when women got married, the expectation was that their only responsibility would be to clean a house, look nice, and care for her husband and children. But wait, not being allowed to work after marriage wasn't the only thing we were forbidden from doing. There was something much more outrageous. Right up until 1966, Australian women weren't allowed to go to the pub on their own. They had to be escorted by a brother, a father, husband, son, or some other man. That law was changed after 2 women literally chained themselves to the footrail of a bar in Queensland. Their names were Rosalie Bogner and Merle Thornton. Merle and Rosalie refused to unchain themselves until the barman served them a drink. Police were called and the issue was splashed across the front pages of the newspapers. Pubs were places for men to gather. A woman's place was in the home. The marriage bar and the bar against going to bars were both done away with because certain women broke the moulds they were being asked to squeeze themselves into. They challenged expectations and rewrote the story of what it meant to be a woman in Australia. They changed Australia. Much has changed in my lifetime to even up the scales of opportunity, but there's so much more to be done to break stereotypes and remove the expectations on both men and women, because these expectations are holding us all back. Leadership statistics will tell you the story better than I could. 94% of Australia's top 300 publicly listed companies, 94% of them are run by men. In 2018, when I last looked, there were more men called Andrew running those companies than women. 70% of the seats in the Australian Parliament are occupied still by men. In the 221 years since Federation, we've only had one female Prime Minister, and she only held the top spot for 2 years before being bullied out of office. We've never had a female Treasurer in Australia. The word merit only comes up when people are discussing the appointment of women or other non-white male appointments. Former New South Wales Chief Justice, Justice Tom Bathurst, recently observed that while he was on the bench, most of the judges looked like him. Male, over 60, grey hair and white skin. Merit, he said, is highly subjective and it's in the eye of the beholder. It's a tendency to see merit in those who exhibit the same qualities as our own. That is, merit is the expectation that you will look, sound and behave like you. In 11 days' time, we'll vote in a new government, and there is a reason why the issue of women is such a hot-button topic in this election campaign, and why more women than ever are asking us to vote for them. Women are fed up. In 2006, the World Economic Forum ranked Australia 12th on the gender equality scores. 16 years later, in 2022, we're ranked 70th. Australian women are now the most educated class of women in the world. More girls than boys graduate from university. I think today's a testament to that. But women's economic security, their ability to look after themselves financially, has been going backwards. Australian women will retire with 70% less in their savings accounts than men. Women over 55 in Australia are the fastest growing cohort of homeless people. When you work less, you earn less, and you save less, and you have less. I know many of the young people here today are thinking that their expectations of life won't mimic those of my generation. But when I was you, I thought the same. But since I graduated from university, the number of men working part-time has stayed stubbornly at 3%. The number of women working part-time is 10 times more than that, at 31%. Women are working part-time because when you're balancing caring, cleaning and a career is the first one to perish. We've had equal pay legislation in Australia since 1969. You're not legally allowed to pay men more than women for the same work and the same number of hours, and yet in 2022, there's a 22.8% pay gap. On average, men in Australia are paid $25,800 a year more than women for doing the same job. It gets worse the more senior you go. When I was hosting that national TV program, after 22 years as a working journalist, including as a foreign correspondent in Europe, I found out that in my first year, my male co-host was getting paid double what I was paid. My base salary was $160,000 and his was $320,000. The gender pay gap starts straight out of university with female graduates, all of you, mostly all of you, earning an average of 6% or $5,000 less than male counterparts when neither have had any experience in the workforce yet. Society expects men to earn more than women. It expects men to be the breadwinners and women to be the homemakers and carers. That needs to change. for everyone's benefit, because children and families thrive when men spend as much time with their children as women do. A recent PhD thesis by business school professor Terence Fitzsimmons at the University of Queensland was the result of a survey of Australian chief executives from the ASX 200, 30 female CEOs and 30 male CEOs. The researchers wanted to know what the indicators for success were and did they differ depending on gender. Among their findings were this: all 30 male CEOs had children and all 30 of them had stay-at-home wives. All the 30 female CEOs had husbands and all of the husbands worked full-time. The conclusion of that study was that if you wanted to guarantee success in corporate Australia, you had to get yourself a wife to do things like the washing, the vacuuming, the ironing, the grocery shopping, the cooking, and being home between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. when the plumber deigns to arrive. In Australia, all those things are overwhelmingly still done by women. According to the Bureau of Statistics, women do as much as 3 times the amount of housework and childcaring than men. A study by the Victorian government in 2018 showed that if you tallied up all the housework and caring and paid work, women do the equivalent of 4.5 months a year more paid and unpaid work than men. I became the ABC's Europe correspondent during the global financial crisis in 2008. It wasn't that long ago. In the ABC's 75-year history, I was only the second mother to ever be posted overseas, and I had 3 children under 3. Given the choice of staying home with those 3 toddlers or going off to war zones, I chose war zones. Sorry. Before my family and I left for Europe, I was asking my boss where the kids would go to school. Where should we live? What do I do about childcare? How do we get around? He kept ignoring my calls. Eventually, exasperated, he said, "Emma, stop asking me all those questions. I don't know what arrangements you'll make for your family. Normally the wives work it out." You don't want to know what I said next. In Scandinavian countries like Norway, Sweden, Iceland, etc., governments have made caring for children an economic priority. They give their parents 100% of their salaries for as much as 15 months. But here's the kicker: it's split evenly between both parents on a use it or lose it basis. In other words, if men don't take their 7 or 8 months fully paid leave, the woman is not entitled to take it on his behalf. It sends a very powerful message from those countries' leaders that both parents are responsible for raising children. So for the first 15 months of their children's lives, they stay at home with at least one parent, and that family stays financially buoyant. In Australia, we pay one parent 18 weeks a year parental leave. The legislation prescribes that the main carer is the mother. And we only pay them at minimum wage, not their actual wage. So I'd like to leave you with 3 important lessons I've learnt throughout my 32 years in the workforce and as a mother. I spent too long working like a man. I did what men did. I was available to be called at 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. I acted like I didn't have children. To the young men in the audience, when you enter the workforce, tell your boss you need to be home to feed the children at night and won't be available for that 6 p.m. conference call. Don't let expectations get in the way of your dreams. Challenge norms, question everything, break stereotypes, and be champions of change. Prioritise your family. My second piece of advice is marry well. I don't mean in the financial sense. I mean someone who will be a true life partner, not someone who will prioritise their own economic success over yours. Divide care and cleaning in your homes evenly. Confucius said, "Choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life." It's true, but here's the thing. You can love your paid job and love being with your children, but you can't love doing both at the same time unless you share care 50-50 between 2 parents. And when both parents are happy, the children are happy too. Do men not spend as much time with their children because they don't love the job of child rearing? Not at all. It's because society doesn't expect them to stay home and stigmatises them for it. That needs to change. Finally, never compare yourself to anyone other than to who you were yesterday. America's 26th president, Theodore Roosevelt, said it best: "Comparison is the thief of joy." Comparing yourself to others is the most damaging internal narrative, and it sets up bad expectations. Run your own race. And remember above all that you can't change what happens to you, but you can absolutely change your attitude to it. Thank you all very much for having me here today, and thank you.
I would like to thank our occasional speaker, Emma Alvaricci, for the occasional address on this important day for you as UTS graduates. It was warming for me to hear that as a father of two girls, both through university, one currently in the trials of a PhD. And the core message I took from that is challenge all the expectations, set your own path and back yourself and care for your family. So in conclusion, let me say that the best wishes and the pride of the university go with each and every UTS graduate. Congratulations again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?